Will now be recorded.
I hope you people are able to see the screen. Okay, yesterday we had done with some of the functions in Excel, like text functions, math function, and aggregate functions we had done. So, any doubts related to it? Guys, I hope I am audible. Any doubts related to text functions, view of the math functions and aggregate functions? So we had done with sum function, max, min function, average, then product, how to calculate the sum product, and some functions are related to count, count A, count blank, and count A. So those things we had covered. Any doubts related to it? Type in one if there is no doubts. Okay, replace function. So replace function when I am going to use when I wanted to replace a particular value with some other value. Say I have I love mangoes. Now I wanted to change it to I hate mangoes. So what I am going to do, I will tell equals replace. I'll type in replace. So where is my old text is? So it is in this particular cell. So that is E24. Okay. So now, comma, the next argument is starting from. So I wanted to replace I love mangoes to I hate mangoes. So here I have to replace this love with hate. So love is commencing as a third character. So I is the first character, space is the second character, and L is the third character. Okay, starting from the third character, comma, I have to pick out four characters from there. L, O, V, E. I have to pick out four characters and I wanted to replace it with hate. I'll open the double quotes, hate, close the double quotes, close the bracket, enter. Now I love mangoes will be changed to I hate mangoes. So this is the function what I had written. So the one who had asked this doubt for, you can try it out. Clear? Okay, hope you have understood. So let's move to the next function, that is logical. So logical function. So here logical, we are going to learn about the if condition. Then we have and, then we have or function. Okay. So these are some of the logical functions what we have. So logical function. So here Excel is going to check for the condition. So whatever the condition I say, so it will check for the condition and display if the condition is met as true. Okay. If the condition is not met, then it will display as false. Okay. So the if function checks whether a condition or a set of condition when nested is met and returns one value if the condition is true and another value if the condition is false. So here the example what I have given is some of the people and their age. And here I wanted to check for the condition whether the age is older than 18 for each person. Okay, so let me say equals if. So as I type in if, Excel is going to tell what does this particular function performs with. So then the syntax, if you see the arguments, the first argument is what is the logical test. Okay, so logical test is here I wanted to check with the particular condition. So let me select the age, so which is available in B12, and the condition is, so I wanted to check whether the age is greater than 18. Okay, so this is my logical test, and if my condition is met, say 23 is greater than 18, so the condition is met, so I wanted the output to be true. If the condition is not met, say 23 is not less greater than 18, it is less, then I wanted it to be false. Enter. So here, as I apply the fill handle, you can see I'm getting the output. Here it is showing me the output has false. So why it is showing me the output has false? Here I am checking for the condition. So that is B13. So here in this cell B13, I have the value 15. When I'm trying to check for the condition, 15 is older than 18? No, 15 is less than 18. So the condition is not met. So I'll get the output as false. So now here I don't want the output to be in true or false. Rather, I wanted it to be like eligible, not eligible, or older or younger, anything as such. So let me write the formula once again. Equals if my logical test. The same logic I'm going to write. I'm going to select the age and the condition is greater than 18. So now value if true. Instead of true, I don't want true this time. Instead of true, I wanted it to be eligible, or I can give it as older. Value if false, I wanted it to be younger. Enter. So wherever I have the output true, there I'll get the output as older, and wherever false, I get the output as younger. Okay, you can try with these two things for if condition. If you did not understand, please tell. I'll explain it once again. Type in 2 if this is clear with you people. Okay, so let's go further. So now and function. So here Excel is going to check. So when there is multiple conditions, okay, if condition was working with one single condition, but if there are multiple conditions, so what Excel will do is we are going to use and function. So when there are multiple conditions, Excel is going to check whether all the conditions are met. So it is going to give the output as true only if all the conditions are met. So out of any number of conditions, if any one condition is also not met, I'm not going to get the output as true. Example, say I wanted to buy a shirt. Okay, so the shirt size is 40. I wanted to buy it in a formal and it should be in blue color. So these are the three conditions. So now I'm going to buy the shirt if all the conditions are met. If any one condition is also not met, I'm not going to buy the shirt. Okay, so this is what AND function is. Okay, so here I wanted to check for the value. Test if the value is greater than 75 and less than 90. So which particular value I have to check with this? So this particular value. I have given the value over here. Now there are two conditions which I wanted to check. So let me say and so my first logic, so I'm going to take this cell address A32. So whatever the value that is there in A32, I wanted to check whether that is greater than 75. Okay, so that is my first logic. So 76 is greater than 75, yes. So my next logic, the same cell I'm going to select, and this time I tell that, so is it less than 90? Is 76 less than 90? Yes. So 76 is greater than 75, yes. 76 is less than 90, yes. So both the conditions are met. So then I'll get the output as true. I'll come here, I'll apply the fill handle. So I got the output. So here I'm getting the output as false. Why am I getting the output as false? So the first condition, 90 is greater than 75? Yes. So 90 is greater than 75. 90 is less than 90? No. 90 is equal to 90. So one condition is met and one condition is not met. So here what did I say? In AND function, so in order to get the output as true, all the conditions should be met. If any one condition is also not met, then I'm not going to get the output as true. Okay. And here I have one more example. So here the condition what I am telling is, so if the students, so there are student list and there are 3 semesters. I wanted to check for the final results, and here the results will be based on if the student is passed in all the 3 semesters, he will be promoted. If not, he will not be promoted. Okay. So I wanted promoted or not promoted. These two outputs I wanted, and here I am telling it on a condition. Okay. So first let me use and function, and here so let me say equals and my first logic, what the student has got and what is my expectation is. So my requirement is pass. So then the second cell, what the student has got in second semester and what is my requirement is. And the third semester, what the student has got and what is my requirement is. Okay, so my requirement is in all the 3 semesters, the student should be passed in order to get the output as promoted. So as I press enter, so as we discussed earlier, I told that 70 to 80% of all the Excel functions will give the output in the form of true or false, which I don't need. So here I wanted the output promoted or not promoted. So for that, what I am going to do is I am going to use if condition. So in Excel, if is one such powerful tool, powerful function which is used in order to manipulate the output as per the user requirement. So here before this and I am going to add if condition, and this and function is going to become my logical test, which is going to give me the output in the form of true or false. Okay, so this and function will be considered as my logical test, comma. Now based on this and function, if I am getting the output true, then I wanted the output to be mentioned as promoted. So if I'm getting the output as false based on that and function, then I want it not promoted. Enter. I'll come here. I'll apply the fill handle. So here I'm getting not promoted. Why am I getting not promoted? My requirement was the student should be passing all the 3 semesters. But here the student is passed in 1 semester, and other 2 semesters is failed. So that is why I'm getting the output as false. So if people can try with this AND function. So here we have done only with AND function. So where it is checking with the logic, and here using the AND function, I wanted some other output. Then I am going to use AND function with if condition, and then I am going to get the output. So any doubts in this? You want me to explain it once again? Anyone, if you wanted me to explain it once again, please tell. I'll explain it once again. Or if you have understood, you can try with this. Try with the functions. If you are having any doubts, please tell. Okay, type in 3 if you people are clear with this. So let's come to the next one, OR function. So OR condition, so OR is going to check, like as I told, if works with one single condition and works with multiple condition and gives the output as true, if only if all the conditions are met. R function, so it is going to check with the multiple conditions only again. But in this, in out of several conditions, if any one condition is also met, I am going to get the output as true. So then when OR is going to give the output as false when none of the conditions are met. Okay. So here I have a table, simple table where I have the employees. So based on two conditions, I wanted to check whether the person is qualified or not qualified for bonus. Okay. So unless here the employee should have done, the number of sales should be at least greater than 5. More than 5 sales should be there, or the sales amount should be more than 10,000. So in this, any one condition is also met, then the person is qualified for the bonus. So if the condition is not met, if both the conditions are not met, then you will not be qualified. So let me say equals or my first logic. So that is on the sales. So I'll take the cell address B55. Now whatever the salesperson has made the sales, I wanted to check whether that is greater than 5. Okay, more than 5 sales, comma, the sales amount. So whatever the salesman has done with the sales amount, is it greater than 10,000? Close the bracket. So now here number of sales, the first employee's number of sales, if you see, he has done 5 sales. So if I wanted to check with the condition 5 is not greater than 5, it is equal to 5. So the first condition is not met. Next condition, the salesperson has done the sales amount of 8,000, which is not greater than more than 10,000. So here both the conditions are not met. So I'll get the output as false. So now let me come here, apply the fill handle. So here I am getting the output as true. So if you see, Peter, how many number of sales he has done? He has done sales of 3 numbers. And my condition was whether it is more than 5 sales. So the next condition, if you see, I wanted to check with the sales amount, wherein Peter has done the sales amount of 12,000, which is greater than 10,000. So in this, both the conditions, so number of sales is less and the sales amount is more. So one condition is met, one condition is not met. But what did I say here? So R will check whether if any one single condition is also met, I'll get the output as true. Now I don't want this true or false. Rather, I wanted it to be qualified or not qualified. So let me say equals or. The same thing I'm going to do. Select the cell address where the salesperson sales value is mentioned greater than 5. Is the sales number of sales is greater than what is my target? So sales amount, is it greater than more than 10,000? Now I don't want this true or false. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add if in the beginning. So this OR function will become the logical test with based on which I'm going to get the output as true or false. So if the condition is met and I get the output as true, then I'll tell qualified. So based on this, or if I'm getting the output as false, then I wanted not qualified. Try with this too. See, wherever I have the output has false, I have got it has qualified. Wherever there is true, I have got the output has not qualified. Any doubts, please tell. Any doubts, please. If you wanted me to explain it once again, you can tell. I will explain it. Done, guys. type in 4 if you people are clear with this. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, now coming to sum if. Okay, so sum if means, so here I wanted to make the total. So sum is nothing but I wanted to make the total, and here there is if also. So if means it is a condition. So based on some condition, I wanted to make the total. Okay, so here I have a table. I have a table where you can see I have the product details, I have the team details. Like team, I have North 1, North 2, South 1, South 2, and the sales details I have. Okay, so now I wanted to see the total sales of Apple. Okay, so in the product list, you can see Apple name is repeated multiple times. I wanted to know the total sales of Apple. So let me say equals sum if. Sum if means based on one single condition. Okay, so I'll open the parenthesis, and here you can see the first argument is range. So where you wanted to apply the sum function. So let me select the range, and here what is the criteria that I'm looking for in this particular range. What is the criteria that I'm looking for? Here I'm looking for Apple. And the third argument, if you see, it is asking what is the sum range that you are looking for. So this is the sum range from where I wanted to pick the sales of Apple and show me the total sales of that particular product. So enter. So 668. Let's see whether Excel is giving me the right answer. The first Apple's total sales is 292. Then the second Apple 154. The third Apple 222. So I'm getting the output right. Okay. So now the same way I wanted to know the total sales of North. Okay. So say North 1, I wanted to know the total sales. Or let me say I wanted to see the total sales of South 1. Okay. So South 1, let's see. So let me say sum if. Select the range from the team, and here I am looking for South. South, I wanted to know the total sales of South 1. Okay, I have to specify. So close the double quotes, comma, and then I wanted to know the total sales of South 1. Enter. I'm getting one output. Let's see whether Excel is giving me the right answer. The total sales of South 1. So 489 plus South 1 again 489 plus 358. So I got the output. Okay, so you people can try with this too. So any doubts, please tell me. If you wanted me to explain it again, I'll explain it. If you have understood, then try with it. If you did not understand, please tell. Guys, type in 5 if you are clear till here. Okay, so let's move to the next one. So in this only, if I wanted to check with the total sales of north, irrespective of one or two, let it be north, south, anything, let it be. If I wanted to check, so in that case, if I am writing a sum function, if I am writing a sum if the range, and if I wanted to see the total sales of south. So as I type in south, so here Excel using sum if, it is going to let me to use only one condition. Either I have to use south 1 or south 2. But now here I wanted to check the total sales of south irrespective of one or two anything. So in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something called as wildcard. Okay, so I'll be using wildcard. So what is this wildcard means? So wildcards are of two types. One is asterisk, that is the star symbol, and then we have the question mark. So what is this asterisk and question mark means? So asterisk, it follows with any sequence of character, any sequence of characters. So it can be one or two, anything it can be. How much ever numbers let it be, whatever the characters let it be, it is still going to work. So question mark means it represents one single character. Okay, so one single character. So using this wildcards, I am going to work on it. So here I told that I wanted to see the total sales of south. So both south one or two, let it be anything. So let me say sum if, select the range, and in this I am looking for south. So as I told, there is south 1, south 2, and some if lets me to work with one single condition. Either I should take 1 or south 2 I have to take. Now I wanted to see the total sales. So what I'm going to do is I'll simply put the star symbol. So what did I say? Star represents any sequence of character. It can be how much ever numbers, let it be, whatever the characters, let it be, it represents. So I'll tell south star, close the double quotes, comma. I wanted to see the total sales of south. So here I am getting the output. Okay, south. So now if I wanted to check for, so let me use the question mark and make you understand. So let me say sum if, and this time I'm going to apply this wildcard patterns on products. So let me select the range on the product list, and here now I'm not going to mention any product name. Say I'm looking for the total sales of pineapple, and pineapple contains 9 characters inside it. So question mark, it represents one single character, I said. So for pineapple there are 9 characters, so I'm going to put 9 question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Close the double quotes, comma. I wanted to see the total sales of this product which contains 9 character inside it. So I'm getting the outputs. Let's check whether pineapple's output I'm getting 652 plus 325 plus 563. So now if I'm counting that number of characters, means in apple and mango there is both 5, it contains 5 characters. Then in that case, how can I apply this search? So then I am going to use sum if, select the product name, product list, and in this let me say, so the product that I'm looking for is mango. So I'll put star, and the product name is ending with O. Okay, so when I'm telling product is ending with O, so before that if I'm applying this asterisk, so that shows that, so any sequence of characters it can be, how much ever let it be, whatever let it be, it is going to follow and it is going to check whether that product name is ending with O. I wanted the total sales of mango. I'm getting the output. So let me see. So mango 365 plus mango 563 plus mango 656. I got the output. Okay. So like this, I can even use the wildcards as well. Okay, you can try with this wildcards. If you did not understand, please tell. I'll explain it once again. If you are clear with this, you can try it out.
Ma'am, what if there is another word with 9 letters? Then which one will it choose?
9 letters means, so say if I am taking that one, so I can tell the beginning character or the ending character. See, in that case only I have chosen for mango. See, apple and mango are containing five characters in it. So pineapple I told 9 characters, so only one I product name is there which is having 9 characters. So here when there is apple and mango which is having 5 characters, means here you can see I have told that, so the product name is beginning with, I have put star, so it might be anything, but the product name is ending with O. So product name is ending with O means it will ignore apple and will pick out mango. Why? Because mango's name is ending with O. And in the beginning, I don't know how many characters are there, which characters are there. In that way, I am representing it using the asterisk, that is a star symbol.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Any doubts, please tell. Hope you people are able to do it. Guys, getting it right? Any doubts, please tell. Type in 6 if you people are clear with this using the wildcards. Okay, now let's come to the next one. Sum ifs. So sum if, as we just did it, so it was on one single condition. So whatever it is, I could include only one condition. Now if there is multiple condition, then how am I going to work on it? Okay, some ifs works with multiple conditions. Okay, so now here I have a table where I have the quarter detail. So quarter, I have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and the same product details I have, and the team north 1, north 2, south 1, south 2, and then I have the sales details also. So now let's see how to work on the multiple conditions. Okay, so let me say equals sum ifs. Okay, sum ifs, and if you look at the syntax, the first argument is sum range. So in sum if, so first I was telling the range, the criteria, and then I was telling what am I looking for, that is the sum range. But here, as I mentioned, that it is on multiple conditions. So one single condition means I'm going to use sum if. So if there's more than one single condition, say it can be 2, 5, 10, 15, how much ever let it be, so I'll be using sum if. So that is why first argument is I need to tell what am I looking for. I'm looking for sales. So let me take the sales range, that is my sum range. comma, and then what is the criteria range that I am looking for? Say I am looking for the quarter. In this range, I am looking for quarter 1. Quarter 1, close the double quotes. So in the latest version, if there is no case sensitive also, still Excel will work. But if you are having any older version or something, then case sensitive becomes mandatory. So then I wanted to check it for team. Okay, so I'll take the range from the team, and here I'm looking for north. North, let me say I'm looking for north, anything let it be, north star. Okay, so here if you see quarter 1, I have 3 cells that contains the quarter 1 details, and when I'm looking for the team, so quarter 1, north 1 is there, quarter 1, the second quarter 1 has north, the third quarter 1 contains south. So here there are teams, 2 cells in the team which is meeting the condition. Okay, so I close the parenthesis for this and enter, I get the value. Now one more, this one let's try. Sum is the sum range, that is sales, comma, first criteria is quarter. Okay, in this quarter, anything it can be. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, anything it can be. So I'll represent it with star. Okay, close the double quotes. Next, I am looking for the total sales of orange. Okay, so here comma, and in this I am looking for orange. Orange, and the third, this one is, it is on T. So let me say it can be south, anything let it be, south star. Okay, so here I am telling sum is, so the first is the sales, sum range what I have taken for the sales, and the first argument. So the first criteria is on quarter. So quarter I am telling anything it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, irrespective of. So I can take that, and then I am taking the product range, and in this I am looking for orange. So quarter 1 contains orange, quarter 3 contains orange, quarter 4 contains orange. Okay, then coming to team, so I'm looking for south. So quarter 1 orange, south is there. So quarter 3 orange, south is there. Quarter 4 orange, south is there. So all the 3 conditions are met. So I'll get the output like this. Try with this too. So here you can tell quarter irrespective of 1, 2, 3, 4, anything let it be. So the next condition in product would be apple, and the third condition in the team it should be north. Try checking out for this condition. Quarter it can be anything. Product it should be apple, and team it should be north. Guys, try solving the question what I said. So quarter, it can be anything. So you can put quarter star, and product I wanted to check it for Apple, and from the team I wanted to check it for North. Okay, so these are the three conditions based on which you have to find the output. So let me do it and show whether you are getting the same output. So I told sum ifs. So the sum range, the criteria range. So I told quarter. So it can be anything quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. So quarter star. Then in the product range, I'm looking for Apple, and in the team, I'm looking for North star. Irrespective of one or two, anything let it be. I wanted the total sales of this. So here, if you see the first condition, quarter one contains Apple, North. Then quarter two contains Apple, North. Okay. So then quarter three contains Apple, but the team is not there. So there is only two cell values which is met with all the three conditions. So the output will be 446. So check whether you have got this. Okay, type in 7 if you people were able to do this. Okay, very good. So let me stop the recording.